Hey everybody, John Gagliardi here with the Italian Tune-Up Show. Today we're going to be doing a quick and dirty review on one of my favorite things to play with, customize, upgrade, and that's flashlights, and particularly Maglites. Now I know Maglite's been getting a lot of crap over the years that, they're too slow to evolve. They're the same design since the 80s, 90s, 70s, whenever they started, and they, for how much you're spending on them and how many batteries you're putting into them and how heavy they are, they do not have the brightest lumen outputs in the world, but I don't really care about that. They speak to me, they're fun, they're multifunctional, and the fact that it's one of the only flashlights that you can use as both a flashlight and something to defend yourself with. So they're good in my opinion. And with modern technology, they're even better, and I'll go over that in a second. So, and we're also going to be doing a little unboxing of a Maglite that I've come to love now. I actually liked it so much that I gave it to one of my friends. So I got another one for myself, and we'll do an unboxing real fast. And it gets a lot of hate. This one here, right? We'll do that in a minute. All right, but first of all, why do I like Maglites? Maglites are fun. To be honest, they're just fun. No, you start with something old school, like this. 3D, old school Maglite, weighs a ton. But it doesn't have to. And because of modern technology, you can upgrade the bulbs to LED and have a pretty decent light output for something you were going to throw away. Something very interesting, super high light output, good enough for 99% of situations. I would say that 99% of the time, you're not going to be using this thing as a searchlight to go look out for a boat on the water 3 miles away. So why do you need 5 million lumens if you're not going to be doing that? Okay, so what do I like about this? I told you, interchangeable bulbs. They've been gone over 1 million times online, so I'm not going to go too much into them. They go anywhere from $14 to $40 for the cheap stuff, for a good light output, all the way up to a couple $100 if you really want to turn these things into an amazing piece of equipment that is really going to be a lot of light for your money. The other cool thing that people don't realize about Maglites is that because they have a standard bulb, and the bulbs and the replacement bulbs operate at usually a very wide voltage range, is you don't have to use D batteries to get higher light output. This one here, I'm actually using AA's. So you can get little adapters that will run AA's in series to boost the voltage. This one here, I'm running 6 AA's. So those 6 AA's, and I'm running a dummy cell because dummy cell to make up the extra slack in there. The AA's, this is going to be the voltage output of a 6D cell flashlight, but it's only got 6 AA's. The size of the battery doesn't matter. All the voltages, all your AA's, your AAA's, your C's and your D's, they all run at about 1.5 volts. So, and on top of that, these here, I'm using rechargeables. These aren't just these aren't just regular knockoffs. These are rechargeables, nickel metal hydrate, which means that you can put smaller batteries in it, save yourself half the weight, easily half the weight of putting 3Ds in there, have a higher voltage output, and take them out and recharge them whenever you want. So you don't have to worry about throwing away big D cell batteries when you're done. So for these, I just run one dummy in the front, 3 AA's, 3 AA's, put the cap back on. My bulb is rated to be able to go up to 6 D cell batteries, so that's what the output is here, and it works just like normal. If you can change a light bulb, you can make an amazing flashlight for not a lot of money, especially if you've got the flashlight hanging around already and you like things that have a little bit of weight to them, that's not just this dinky little thing that you might lose it in your pocket, or it might fall out of your pocket. If you need something you're going to be able to find, the Maglite's good for that. Now they do have modern Maglites. This is the latest version. This is the ML300L. I love the silver color. It comes from the factory with the LED, and these are even cool enough now where they have programmable modes where you can do momentary, high, or triple click for low. They also have a strobe mode built in there that nobody uses unless you're in a really weird situation. You actually change the programming on it by opening up the tail cap a little, holding down the front button, closing the tail cap and then waiting for a certain number of blinks, and that corresponds to a programming mode in the instruction manual, which is also a pretty neat thing that, you know, they're an ancient company that uses sort of ancient looking flashlights, but they're trying to keep relevant. I give them credit for that. Now, the other half of this video is going to be about a little bit about customization and what do you really need in a flashlight, and you really got to fit a flashlight to what your needs are. For me, it's not about having a million lumens all the time. It's about having the right amount of lumens for the situation. If I take this guy puts out 611 lumens on high, and I try to go underneath a desk to look at wires with this, it's gonna burn my retinas out because I'm an inch away from it, and your eyes just don't want to adjust on that high to that low in that little situation right there. And then when you come out of that dark situation, your night vision is going to be screwed up because you're using way too many lumens. Your eyes are going to have to readjust to the low light again, or even normal light. Now, what are a lot of lumens great for? Two things: long range searches and overcoming the sun. By which I mean, if you're out on a bright sunny day and you've got to work on a car and you got to look into that engine bay, you need enough lumens so that your eyes will adjust to the light that's being thrown into that engine bay, that they're not trying to compensate for the sun. So it makes it a lot easier to work in bright sunlight if you have enough light to back up what you're doing. Those are, in my opinion, the only two things that having super amounts of lumens are good for. You know, like this one here, this one is plenty good. I got this one here. This is a 2C version called the ML300L, I think. This does the 3 modes like the other one does. This is one I have in my junk drawer by the back door in case my wife needs to grab something real fast to go look outside or thinks she hears something. That's just in the drawer all the time. Always works. The 2Cs last forever in there, and it's a workhorse flashlight. Now, something else you might have seen sitting here is this is the 2D cell version of the ML300L with the cool matte green and the new grip, so they call it the LX instead of the 300L. This is a great flashlight. I love the look of it, I love the grip, I love the texture, and I customized it to give it a little bit warmer of a light. I just went online and got some JDM gold window tinting, headlight tinting, and that let me change the color of the light a little bit. And that really helps my night vision at night with this. I think you should have the right color light for the right situation. I like the yellow, I like the way it looks, and I like the way it functions. It helps keep your night vision a little bit better. It's not fantastic. It doesn't cut through fog. It doesn't do all these things that people say yellow does. What yellow really does is it's not as piercing as the white light, so it lets your eyes readjust faster to low light when you're done with it, or your peripheral vision. So I like Maglites. Now this is the smallest LED Maglite they make, the Solitaire. Yes, they still make a Solitaire after all these years, and now it's LED. The old one had 2 lumen outputs with the AAA and the incandescent bulb, 2 lumens. Now we're up to almost 100 lumens from the same AAA, 20 years later. Now 100 lumens, 47 lumens, this one's 47. 47 lumens compared to everything on the market now seems like absolutely nothing. But you know what this is perfect for? Everything in close quarters, everything in a house that you don't need a million lumens for. It's more important to preserve your night vision than it is to have so much light that you don't know what to do with it. I use this more than a lot of things. This is great for going in, like I have to go into my toddler's room to check on him, make sure he's sleeping, or put more water in the humidifier or something. I'll use something like this so I don't wake him up. That's important. And this goes everywhere with me. And again, I'm running the rechargeable nickel metal hydrate AAAs. So it's rechargeable. Something even more interesting is I found a pen in my pen cup that had a clip on it that fits on here perfectly. So now it's a great little I wish it came with these from the factory. They come with a little one. They come with a different style clip, but it's not a deep carry. So I don't like the way it sticks out all the time, but this is a little deeper carry pocket clip for the Solitaire. It works great. It's just the right amount of light for what you need 99% of the time. That's the game, is doing the right amount of light for the right time. Now to go on to the unboxing I promised you. All right, let's move these back a little bit. This guy here, crazy amounts of hate online. I can't believe how much people were hating on this flashlight online. Everything from battery leakages, or batteries just drain from parasitic draw if it's you leave the batteries in it too long. The XL50, I really don't have any complaints about. Like I said, I was using one for about 6 months before I gave it to my friend who absolutely loved it. He uses it daily at his house. We run 3 rechargeable AAAs in it and don't really have any real issue with it. It's got 3 modes. High power, 25% power, which is like your low mode, and the throwaway garbage mode that nobody uses, strobe. Guys, they need to really hide those modes better for the strobe, or have a programming mode that doesn't let you get to it too easily. Open this up with my favorite cold steel. Got this from one of my friends who was thinning out his knife collection from back in the day. We were very, very good friends, and he said, "Hey, I got some knives, you want them?" "Sure, buddy. I'll take some off your hand." I'll use them up. Nice and small. Can technically fit in your pocket, although it is a little bit big for a pocket carry. But it is a good size for 99% of things, and 99% of people is way beyond what their needs are in a flashlight to have around the house. You can keep this in the car. You can keep this anywhere. It's waterproof, water resistant, whatever you want to call it. Comes with a little battery holder that, they're 1.5 volts. So by the time you're done, you're gonna have 4.5 volts going through this. 1, 3, 4.5. Now this battery pack has to go in a certain way, which is, just gotta be an arrow somewhere, yep. Throw the battery pack in, snug it up. Now something I will tell you about Maglites, if you actually read the owner's manual, it'll say those threads back there, in addition to the threads on the front, every 6 months or so, if you remember, take a little petroleum jelly, Vaseline, whatever you want to call it, put it on those threads, just a little dab, smooth it on, wipe the excess off. That will keep your threads in such good condition, it's not even funny. You won't get that squeak when you take it apart. It won't shave off as much metal, because it's metal on metal, these threads. They're real metal for all the Maglites. You're getting a good piece of machined aluminum, got a good deep reflector in there. This light has a very decent throw at only 200 lumens on high, medium, and strobe that nobody uses. But what's nice about Maglite is they thought about that, and you can't just cycle through the modes like some flashlights are, where it's every time you click it, it goes to a different mode. No, you click once for high, and you have to shut it off, and twice. Instead, you could just click twice quickly, and it'll bring it to low. And the next click is off. And then the third is for the strobe. I don't want to strobe people out on the video, so I'm not going to do that. But really good. And this one still, even with the new style, it looks like a Solitaire, but it still gives you a varying degree of flood to spot. Now all the way down is going to be the most spot you can have, which is good. That's going to be 90% of your usage. What I actually use this for when I go out to flood is if I need a little less light, if you unscrew it enough, it'll break up the light enough where it'll give you a little less light to help your night vision. I think it's great. I think they should all come with the pocket clip. None of mine that I bought came with the pocket clip. It's $5 to buy the pocket clip off of Maglite's website. The problem is it's $8 shipping on anything. So unless you're buying a whole bunch of other stuff and you're getting free shipping, $5 is a little ridiculous. And that pocket clip is huge. But what I found, because my other brand of flashlights that I love is Olight. Olight has a flashlight that's very, very similar in shape and size. This is the pocket clip for it. It's $3. I bought a bunch of them when I was ordering something else from Olight. It's way more low profile. It's way more deep carry. It's reversible. So if you needed to, you could actually stick this on the brim of your hat if you needed to. And it's basically the same size. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over to my buddy's house who has a lathe. I'm gonna put just a tiny little groove in there so it doesn't back off as much. And you can bend, since it's just spring steel, you can bend this a little bit so it sits just a little bit nicer, but this is a great carry clip for this light. I wish Maglite made something this simple to go on this light, because it's all it needs. Anything more than this is an overkill that you don't need, and you don't need to waste money on or space in your pocket or even weight, because now you've got a good everyday flashlight that anybody could use, and it's nice and light. It gets the job done. It's super bright, and you can put rechargeable batteries in it. That's really all I got for the review today. I like the JDM Gold tint. You can find that, you have it everywhere. It's not that expensive. I did this guy with the JDM Gold, which I really like. And I even did the little Solitaire. I did that with the JDM Gold. Pretty cool. There's a million upgrades for these flashlights, just depends on how much money you want to spend. But that's my 2 cents on flashlights, and thanks for watching.